So at the moment I've just got a basic moisturiser on my nose and T-spot area because it tends to get quite dry. I used baby wipes to take off the makeup last night. My skin is not in the best condition, but hopefully the foundation will cover that. One that will go on first, which is this. I'm going to be using a tiny bit of bronzer, not the dark areas, tending to be the lighter shade because I'm quite pale skin. Eyeliner, MAC Gel Pot. For eyeshadows, which is my everyday, I use Sleek, which is the Storm series. I will only ever use Maybelline because my eyelashes are quite thick. They are quite long, but they can tend to be quite straight. The majority of the Maybelline mascaras are the only ones that will actually keep my eyelashes curled. Okay, so we're going to take the MAC sample, and I don't use brushes simply because I find others tend to make me break out. A baby wipe to clean your hands or wash them. Start from the forehead, working downwards. My mirror is at the side of the camera here, and we just take kind of like a round motion whilst applying. Now let me just check the shade of this, because I think the guy that gave this sample to me was like looking at me funny. Well, because at the time I had no makeup on and it was a few days before my wedding and I was running around looking like a bit of a spaz. This is the lightest shade. It hasn't actually got the... I've got the piece of paper somewhere, so I will find that out and pop it in the sidebar. But I think it is the lightest out of the range. When I apply the makeup, I also cover the eyes because I tend to find that if you do that, then it gives your face a blank canvas to then apply any eyeshadow or colours or anything to your face. These samples are great if you're unsure about using MAC and you've never used it before, and if you're also a little short on money and you just want to try it out. I just suggest just nipping into one of the stores and chatting to one of the members of staff there and just explain that you are interested in trying out MAC and you were wondering if you could get hold of some samples. Obviously don't go in there all the time demanding stuff because it's kind of stealing. I've never used this before until I got the samples. You do get quite a lot of use after the samples. I've had this since before I was married and I've used it four times, and there's still like half a pot left. Just covering over the problem areas, especially under the eyes because they're very dark under the eyes. Covering lips. Okay. And then, you know, when you do the neck, you blend down. Okay, so the foundation is applied. Next I'm going to go on to eyebrows. Now, I struggle with my eyebrows because I plucked them from a very young age, very daft, and didn't really know what I was doing. But I like to shape them because I think naturally they look not symmetrical and I don't really like them. So if you take your pencil and take it straight up so you know where your eyebrows should begin, roundly, roughly anyway, because I used to have them quite far apart and it just made my forehead look bigger. So I'm just going to go ahead and apply this. I'll just give it a quick sharpen as well. It just makes your face look more structured, neat in a way as well. One thing I found quite difficult was trying to find the right shade. I've been through a few pencils. This one I was like bought cheaper off the market for like £1. It's probably the best colour that I've found. I'm going to carry on with this. So yeah, if you just shape your eyebrows to kind of look the same. And then the cool thing with this is there's a brush on the end, and then you just use your brush to fix them. Okay, so already I think that's made quite a bit of a difference to my face. I don't like my face basically without my eyebrows being done. So even sometimes if I'm like going out and I'm not going to bother with eyeshadow or mascara, then I will try and do my eyebrows. Brush, like I said before, just the lighter parts. I find the others are a bit too dark for my skin. And then working your way around the cheekbone, up, round, kind of around your hairline. There we go. I think that's a bit too bronze, to be honest. I'm just going to add a bit of my pink blush, which is like a rose plain brush. I suppose it's like a blendy brush, but I mean I don't have a million of them because I don't really think it's necessary. This is again from the Storm collection, and it's kind of the middle colour there. It's almost like a I don't know, a pale milky coffee colour, and I just use this as my kind of normal everyday, you can see that it's been used a lot, colour. I find I use this just kind of to arch the eye, and go over the lid kind of slightly. This is really just the most natural basic look that I do because I have green eyes, which in some way I love and in most ways I can't stand, because I like my eyes to stand out, and I think although green are rare, I believe that not very many people notice the colour. They just assume that they're brown or dark. As a kid I really wanted blue eyes. I'm getting used to them now. I do have brown contacts now, but I don't know, I'm just trying to get used to what I've been created with basically. Right, now I'm going to use a darker shade of brown, which still will blend nicely with the light coffee colour. I suppose this is more like a darker coffee. This is just going to be kind of halfway across the lid. And I put a bit too much on the brush. Just use my finger to better. Not taking all the way to the lash line. Yeah. There is a reason I'm not taking it to the lash line, by the way. I'll show you why just now. Okay, so that's the brown applied. Just give the brush a quick clean. I'm not going to use Sleek anymore, that's closed. I have actually every Sleek palette, but this Chaos one, there's a white in there, but I find it's not as good as another one that I found. It doesn't really, although Sleek are very pigmented, and with the majority, in fact all of their colours, they are great to apply. The white is not as strong as the rest, and I find that the white, so this is a white and a black, the white is stronger and will stay better. So I'm just going to dip my brush into that with a below, and then just under the eyebrow line apply okay, so the white is on. To make your eyes look bigger, I found a trick to, looking back over the centuries, it's probably nothing new. A lot of people use it in like movies and stuff. It's just almost like, you know, you have like a black eyeliner. It's just like applying a light shade that you have there as well. It doesn't really look like much at the moment, but once I've applied the black thin liner straight above the lash line, you will see it stand out more. Okay. My MAC gel pot. MAC products do last a long time, that is one thing I will say. Just dipping my brush in, only a little bit, we don't need a lot, so the brush is just covered, and then very gently we, almost like going into the lashes themselves, apply the black liner. Some people I know tend to not go all the way across the eye. I go straight across.